me better when I wasn't yours. I'm going back, I'm going back, I'm going back, I'm going back to who I was before.
Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today's video should be really short, sweet, simple, to the point, 5-ish minutes of me being indecisive and you watching in real time how my brain does not make sense. So as you can see by the title, I booked a microblading appointment and then I canceled it. It was supposed to be almost 2 weeks from now. I think it was supposed to be like January 10th or something like that. But like right before Christmas, I just started second guessing and I canceled it. So let me tell you why. So if you are new here, I got my eyebrows microbladed in 2018 or 19, I believe 2018 though. I vlogged it, I posted it online. I liked my results, and they say that if you are of a deeper complexion, then your microblading is supposed to last longer. Like your the pigment of your skin is supposed to take the pigment of the ink being put into your brows better. And that is why from 2018 to really 2024-ish, going into 2025, I was able to maintain the pigment in my brows, because usually microblading is supposed to last you like a good 3 years before you have to get it done, right? Mind you, I didn't do any like immediate touch-ups 6 months later or anything like that. I got it done the one time, and that's the last time that I've done anything to my brows. And as of right now, I feel like there's kind of still some pigment in there, but like for the most part, like it's mostly in the front where I got the actual hair strokes that's still in there. But for the most part, the rest of the microblading has kind of worn off. So earlier this year, I posted a video and I was talking about it, and I was like, should I do microblading over again, or should I just let my brows grow out and then continue to maintain them myself, right? Because I feel like I've always had brows, but I don't think I've really had full brows. And that's why I got the microblading done, because I was tired of having to draw in the entire eyebrow shape that I wanted. And I feel like getting the microblading done really let me see what my natural brow is supposed to look like, just based off, you know, the symmetry of your face. So when it comes to filling them in now, it's a lot easier. Like I know the shape that I'm supposed to have, but my brows have grown in that time. So they have kind of grown into what that natural shape is, which makes it a little bit easier for me when it comes to filling them in. So should I get microblading done again? Because that's why I got it done in the first place. Doing my brows is the part I hate about my makeup the most. Literally the days where I decide, oh, I'm not wearing makeup today, it's usually because I did not want to fill in my brows. Once I get brows out of the way, the rest of my face, like a good 20 minutes tops. That includes like letting powder and whatnot or concealer sit on your face, anything like that, like a good 20 minutes after that. But something about doing those brows be pissing me off. I don't even want to do them. That's why I got the microblading done to begin with. So should I do that over again? Or since my brows did, you know, start to grow in throughout that 7-year time frame, should I just let them grow out, let them get fuller? And then you guys know this year, I've tried brow elimination myself before, but this year is when I really started getting into like, you know, services that you pay to get done and figuring out how to do them at home. So brow elimination, brow tinting, stuff like that. Should I grow them out and then just continue doing that type of stuff myself and, you know, just tint my brows once a week, something like that, so then I can kind of get like a week's wear out of it, so I don't have to fill my brows in every time I do my makeup? Which one should I do? Now, at the time, y'all told me, girl, just go ahead and let it grow out and keep filling them in. So this is the product that I use to have my brows grow in. This is the Grande Lash MD. Child, this product, this is what I use, and it actually does work. So this is what my brows looked like when I posted that video asking that question, and this is what they look like now. There's no product in my brows. This is what they look like now. So it works. It might be like, this ain't cheap. However, this is $70 something compared to the $500-600, which is like the average price for getting your brows done. So, you know, still a little more expensive of an option, but easier to get $70 than to get $500 or $600 if you had to make the decision. So I started letting my brows grow out. I learned how to do the brow tinting. I was doing the brow lamination and the brow tinting. And I also saw, you guys know I started doing red light therapy. That red light therapy can also help with your brows growing. So I don't know if that's also why I have noticed that my brows are growing in. And I guess it kind of makes sense because the company that sells the mask that I use for the red light therapy, they also sell one that's like for the top of your head. So men who are balding, or you know, if you're a woman and you have any type of ailments that make it so your hair falls out or stuff like that, it helps on your head with your hair growing. I don't know if it's like red light therapy for your head, but I guess like if they have that for your head, it would make sense that red light therapy could help with your eyebrows growing in. But I feel like the eyebrow hairs are growing in, and that's what I was doing for a good little minute, was trying the brow tinting, and it did make things a little more convenient. I would do the brow tinting on Friday and I wouldn't really have to do it again until maybe like the next Friday. So once a week compared to the numerous amount of times I put makeup on throughout the week. And here's the thing, because of what I do, I put makeup on more often than the average woman might have to put makeup on. Like, unless you're, you know, the woman who like you wear makeup to work every single day or stuff like that. Like, I feel like a lot of women do not put makeup on that often. So they don't really have to worry about how irritated they get when they fill their brows in, because it's not something that they're doing often. But given what I do, I am putting it on damn near every day. So I did that. And then that is why I wanted to get the microblading done again, because I was tired of it. So I spontaneously found someone who, and mind you, well, I'll get into that, but I found someone who I was like, I like their work. I trust going here. I booked the appointment, right? Okay, cool. Appointment's booked. It's supposed to be 2 weeks from now. I don't know what it is, but like I said, right before Christmas, maybe a week before Christmas, I canceled the appointment. Like I said, I trusted the person who I booked with. They had literally like a 5-star review type thing. And here's the thing, I don't always trust reviews. I do usually look for the 1-star reviews or the negative reviews first, but she literally didn't have any. I, you know, went on Instagram, I went on YouTube, I went on TikTok, because sometimes people don't always leave like Google reviews. They'll post a TikTok talking about their experience, stuff like that. From the videos that I saw, I didn't see anyone who had a negative experience with that microblading artist. So it's not like there was a lack of trust in the artist that made me not want to do it. I feel like the two things that made me cancel, one, something that you should consider when getting microblading done is, depending on who you go and how you heal, stuff like that, there can be scarring on your brows. And that's usually like if you just don't go to a good artist. And you know, think of like an actual tattoo, same thing. It's usually like you don't go to a good artist. But something in me like also just is saying like, I don't want to take the risk of that. TT done took a lot of time this year into her skincare, into her face, and I feel like even though I've done it already before and everything was fine, this would be the time that an example is made out of me. And I can't explain to you why I feel that way, because like I said, I haven't seen anything that would make me feel that way about the artist that I had booked, but it is literally a feeling that will not leave. It continues to come back. And the second reason, just in general, it has given me a lot of anxiety about it. And I don't know why. I cannot explain to you why that is, but that is how I feel. Something in me is just saying, don't do it, don't go through with it. And going into 2026, I feel like, listen to that. Even if you can't explain why you feel that way, if you're going into the situation and the mood is not just automatically, yay, I'm so excited, I can't wait for this, you know, that type of excitement. If there's any doubt, and mind you, I'm talking at this point like anything, I feel like if there's any doubt and it's not 100% yes, especially with something that's like semi-permanent, you feel that way for a reason, so don't do it. But even though I feel that way, I cancel the appointment. Now I'm feeling like, do I regret canceling the appointment? Do I still want to get the that's the problem. I will have the idea of getting microblading done again. And then I'll say, okay, I'm going to do it. And then I say, no, don't do it. But then I say, no, don't do it. And then I go back to, okay, I want it done again. What is that? Why is that? It's brows. It's not that deep, but it's my face, so it is that deep. And maybe that's a sign, like, girl, just let the brows grow out and then shape the brows. Maybe that's what I need to do. Maybe I need to let my brows grow out. You know, the people who I'm talking about, thick brows. Thick brows, you look in and you're like, it looks like it's filled in, but they run their finger through and it's not. It's not that. Y'all are blessed. Maybe that's my sign that is what my goal should be for 2026. Full brows that are all natural. I don't know. Maybe I'm feeling that way because I meant to just go back to the girl who did my brows the first time around. She's actually closer. We're not in the same state anymore because I got my brows microbladed in New York, but she doesn't live in New York either. So maybe that's a sign. See, but then my brain is going to be like, okay, well, she was good in 2018. Maybe she's not good to see. Let me know. Thank you. Make sure to thumbs up, comment, subscribe, turn notification bells down below. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye. And also, something that had made me just book the appointment. I'm not sure if brow lamination and brow tinting is doing something to my eyebrows because I feel like my eyebrows have gotten like lighter in color. I feel like my eyebrows are pretty like spot on to the color of my natural hair, and my natural hair is pretty jet black. Especially like lately when I've been doing my makeup, I feel like my brows have been looking brownish. I don't like that. I'm a jet black girly down. Everything needs to be cohesive. I don't like that. So that's another reason why I wanted to stop doing the brow lamination and the brow tinting. Maybe it's the brow tint I was using. Am I bugging? Or does my brow hair not look lighter?